You know what's so funny that you mentioned the Edinburgh Castle stuff? So I did this video, right? So obviously there's been a bunch of sponsors. There's a few of them that are on YouTube a lot. You see them all the time. It's like, you can become a lord.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
I'm not going to name names because I don't want to get in trouble. And there's actually a ton of websites that do this. You know, they're like, hey, if you buy our thing for $60, you get a 1 foot plot of land and you're now a lord.
Right.
And so I was like, that doesn't sound right. It's like, that's,
my British senses are tingling.
I'm like, that doesn't quite sound right. So I wanted to do this video where I was like, I actually want to get a title, right?
Yeah.
So I started looking into it more about how one goes about it.
Right.
And it was interesting because TLDR, the way that the laws work in Scotland is that you can't transfer 1 square foot of a land to someone. That's too small, and you can't even if they say they do, you don't actually own that land. It's a dedicated souvenir plot. So they're kind of saying, hey, you own this land in our heads and in our database, but like legally, whoever bought that land still owns it, because you can't transfer land like that. It has to be transferred wholly. Also, they changed the laws on how titles work. So in Scotland, you can actually still get titles, but I believe it's only like baron. So you can be like a baron of high water or something. It depends on the name of the place and stuff. You can actually get those titles because those are titles that have existed before. And so they changed the rules where you can't. It used to be where the title would transfer with the ownership of the land.
Right.
But now that's not how it works. So you can't transfer the title with the land. You can only buy the title off of someone else. And then there's no guarantee that you can actually get it recognized, even if you buy it off someone. It's really weird. Right. I'm not 100% on all the legality of it. It seemed extremely complicated. And if you actually wanted to get one of these titles, there's a few ways you can do it. You can actually buy a title, but it would be somewhere in the range of 100 grand.
Yeah, that sounds about right.
Which would make sense because they're very limited, right? And people want these. Like rich motherfuckers want to be like the Baron of Slogwater. And there's another whole thing where you can actually get a title if you own a historical piece of land in Scotland.
Yeah.
And then you have to submit it. But then also, even if you own this land, you still need to be it was something along the lines of you need to be of someone of notable stature and of good standing and merit. So you can't just be some random dude, buy a plot of land and submit it.
You need to be verified on Twitter, obviously.
You need to be verified and have a Twitter blue 8. So this whole system is like extremely complex, and they don't even, I'm pretty sure from my knowledge, they don't even give out lord titles anymore. That's not like the only way to get a lord title
is to be born into it, right?
There's very few. There's less and less.
Yeah.
So I think, from my understanding, and again, I didn't look too much into that part, but it's literally, I think, generational and has to be gifted to you by the crown. But they used to sell them back in 1920, which is actually when they used to trade hands the most, and then they stopped that. So you can't do that anymore.
Right.
So pretty much there's pretty much no real, hey, you can definitely get one. It's very, very, again, I'm not an expert. This is like 2 hours of research. You pretty much cannot get one. I'm just going to say it like that. You can get it. Very, 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 very difficult. You can get it, but 99.9% of people cannot get it.
Right.
So ultimately, I just thought about this thing and I was like, damn, this thing suck. You pay like $80 just to have somebody write, oh, Lord Gaunt.
You are a lord. You are a lord.
Which is under whose authority?
You are. And to be fair, if you look at all the fine print and all these websites, they do say it. But the marketing for a lot of these stuff and the way they get like a lot of influencers and all that stuff to push it is they're not like that. They say, you get a 1 square plot of land. No, you don't.
Yeah.
You do not. You cannot go to the land registry and say, hey, I own this 1 square foot plot of land in Scotland. No,
isn't that also similar to the services where it's like you can buy 1 square foot of the moon as well?
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Well,
too.
that's like the moon. The moon and space counts as like international waters, right?
Yeah.
It kind of no one owns it right now.
So
you
it's just like, I don't know. I just thought about it. I'm like, oh, man, I don't get why people are still promoting it when, like, obviously it wouldn't make sense. Obviously, you can't be a lord. Obviously, that's just not how it works.
Well, we know this because I guess we grew up in like the UK, right? So it's just like something sounds sus because there aren't that many lords in the UK. And
I guess also you could argue, well, no, Connor, it's for the novelty, it's for the fun of it, and it's like, well, just spend 5 minutes and just make a stupid certificate, and just give it to someone. Because the whole thing is it's a great gift. Give it to someone. It's well, I mean, I don't know about that. Is it really? A lot of them, they maybe have some claims. I'm not trying to call them out. I just think that I just don't get why this is a thing. I just don't understand how it's big.
Yeah.
Because you see it quite a lot.
It's every YouTuber promotes it. And I'm like, what the fuck? This is garbage. Again, I'm not naming names. Don't want to get in trouble.
There's a lot of them.
And there's some of them are like, oh, well, they want to offset it, right? So criticism that was like, well, we plot a tree. And it's like, okay, fine. Maybe you do. And it's like, I don't
There's no way to verify that.
I don't know if you do.
Yeah.
And, even then you come into the question of all right, I don't know. How valid is that? Is that really helpful? Is that I could just go and plant a fucking tree.
Yeah.
I can throw some fucking
What if you
seeds.
ask to plant it yourself? Will they let you do it?
Yeah.
Pull them out, being like, okay, I own this land.
You can't defy me, by the way. I'm a lord.
Let's not get into carbon offsetting. That's a whole bag of a can of worms that we're not even going to get into because that's a whole nother thing that is questionable at best. But I just, for me, it's like every now and then some sponsors like this come around on YouTube where everyone seems to be promoting them. And it's like, does nobody just think what are we actually promoting here? Is this actually just got crap? I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. They're not doing anything wrong. I'm just saying why? I just don't get it. To me, I'm like, what is this?
No, I get it.
Especially, it's hard, especially if it's a new product that you just... Because this is something like this is a very weird product, right? And sometimes weird products, some of them can be legit, but some of them just don't make sense at all. It's weird. It's a gray area. I don't fucking know. We try to take on as much sponsorships that
I'm not trying to get sued, by the way. That's my I'm just I'm just saying I think it's not very good.
Yeah.
And
I get it.
I mean that's why we don't promote them.
Yeah.
I think and I feel it's especially the pressure is on for creators as well when they see other maybe notable creators or the sheer amount of creators sponsoring, and they're like, well, if they're getting sponsored by this many creators, must be legit.
We're not above taking stuff that is backfired on us, right? We've taken stuff that we've maybe not liked in the past, right?
I think every YouTuber
every creator learns the hard way.
Of course.
It's not that I would never give a single creator shit for promoting it because I just think that's the game. I'm just shocked at how widespread it is.
Right.
And I'm like, this seems like such a niche thing that is so obviously not true. And I'm like, I just don't understand. It blows my mind. I don't know. Again, I'm not trying to call anyone out. I know any YouTubers who promoted them, bro. I don't give a fuck. It's whatever. It's part of the game. I'm just,
It's what it is.